Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a question that is, well, just about as big as they get. In a universe with trillions of galaxies, why is everything so quiet?
So let's just dive right into that feeling. That silence, it's not just an absence of sound. It's the very thing that makes us feel this profound cosmic loneliness. But here's a thought. What if that quiet isn't a sign that we're alone? What if it's a sign of something much, much scarier?
To really wrap our heads around this, we first have to get a feel for the sheer, staggering scale of our isolation. We've got to see ourselves from way, way out there.
Yeah, that powerful line is from the astronomer Carl Sagan. And he wasn't just being poetic. He was describing a real photo of Earth, taken by Voyager 1 from 6 billion kilometers away. In that picture, our entire world, everything and everyone we've ever known, is just a single pale blue pixel, a tiny speck.
And here's where it gets even more mind-bending. The universe itself, the very fabric of space, is kind of working against us. It's expanding so fast that distant galaxies are moving away from us faster than the speed of light. That means even if there are aliens out there right now, their signals might never reach us. It's like we're stuck in a cosmic quarantine. So, how in the world do we explain this deafening silence? This complete lack of a hello from anywhere else has led to some really fascinating and, frankly, pretty terrifying ideas. It really all boils down to this one simple question. The physicist Enrico Fermi famously asked it back in 1950, just talking with friends over lunch. I mean, it makes sense, right? With all the stars and all the planets out there, the universe should be absolutely buzzing with life. So, where is everybody? Well, here's one of the most chilling answers you'll ever hear. It's called the dark forest hypothesis. It imagines the universe as a giant dark forest. Every civilization is a hunter hiding in the shadows. So the silence we're hearing, it's not emptiness, it's fear. Because in a dark forest, making a sound is the most dangerous thing you can do. The logic here is just brutal, but it follows a path. First, you assume every civilization wants to survive. That's easy enough. But then you can never, ever be sure if another one is friendly or hostile. And on top of that, you have no idea how fast their technology might advance. They could leap past you in the blink of an eye and wipe you out. So the only safe move? Stay quiet, and if you hear someone else, take them out first. And, some recent science might actually give a different kind of support to this idea that we're alone. A new analysis suggests we're living in what's called a solitude zone. Basically, the model shows there's about a 30% chance we're the only civilization at our current tech level in the whole observable universe. And the odds we're the only ones among super advanced civilizations, that jumps to over 50%. We might just be in the loneliest possible moment in all of cosmic history. But what if we're looking at this all wrong? Maybe we're not alone, we're just different. This idea flips the script. What if intelligent life is actually common, but most of them just destroy themselves, or get bored with space, or just decide to stay home? Maybe we're not lonely. Maybe we're just the weirdos who are curious enough to look up and yell, "Hello!" Okay, all of this big cosmic stuff brings up a much more personal question. Let's forget the aliens for a second. How do we, as regular people, actually deal with intense isolation? Well, the best test cases we have are astronauts. They experience the most extreme isolation you can imagine. And yeah, it takes a toll. Physically, it can cause sleep problems, depression, even some loss of gray matter in the brain. But then something incredible happens. They experience what's called the overview effect. Seeing our planet from space gives them this overwhelming feeling of connection, of unity, that actually dissolves their personal loneliness. It turns out having a purpose is a powerful antidote. And there's actually some really good news on that front. A very recent study found that even though isolation does cause some of those physical brain changes, it looks like most of them are reversible after a few months. That's a huge deal, and it gives us a lot of hope for future deep space missions to places like Mars. So what about the rest of us? How can we fight off loneliness without having to fly into space? Well, it might come down to just one thing. Look at that number. 1. That's it. A major study found that experiencing just one moment of awe each day can dramatically reduce feelings of loneliness. So what this means is that you can basically give yourself the astronaut's overview effect right here on Earth. It's like a little life hack. All you have to do is actively look for awe. Go outside and look at the stars, watch a video of Earth from orbit. That experience triggers the exact same feeling of connection. And that feeling is the key. It's what pushes back against isolation.
Okay, so where does this all leave us? We're looking out at a silent universe, facing this idea that we might really be alone, an idea that's both terrifying and scientifically possible. So, what are we supposed to do with that?
You know, the great Arthur C. Clarke really hit the nail on the head with this one. I mean, think about it. If we're alone, the responsibility is just staggering. And if we're not, well, then the dark forest idea becomes a terrifying possibility. There's really no easy, comforting answer here.
But maybe we can look at this whole thing a different way. What if this incredible cosmic loneliness isn't a curse? What if it's actually a gift? The silence out there forces us to turn our attention back here, to each other, and to protecting this one tiny, fragile, beautiful world that we know is alive.
In the end, when you're facing a vast, silent cosmos, the job of creating meaning falls to us. We're the ones who have to create the conversation, the art, the science, the connection. The universe might be dark, sure, but that means we're the light.